Have you ever had a defining moment or event happen to you that changed your life so profoundly you were never the same again? What I'm about to share with you is my experience that shook me up so completely, changed everything, turned my life upside down, and broke open my heart in such a powerful way that I think of my life as before and after the fire. It happened in 1998, which is 17 years ago now, that I was home alone. My children, had just about to leave school, were away. My husband was on a business trip, and I was alone in my home with my border collie, my beloved angel dog, I called her, and my cat. And I was journaling, as I often did, and writing in my journal about how I still long to break free. It was the continuing longing of my life to be in a different situation than the very difficult 25-year marriage I'd been in, and not on track with my life purpose. I'd studied so many self-help books, and I was a very competent journalist and writing about those aspects of life, but I felt stuck. I knew I wasn't aligned with my life purpose, but I didn't know how to get there. So I would always pray and journal, help me break free. And then the phone rang downstairs. And although I blew out the candle, when I walked downstairs, that was the moment that I would never see my dog again. She was still lying in the room, and I heard an explosion. I went to the bottom of the stairs, saw a trickle of black smoke, and thought, a fire could happen in this house. I better go and get help. I'm on my own. So I ran to the electric gate. Now, this all happened in Cape Town, South Africa, where I was living at the time. And I began to bang on neighbors' doors. And I was still in my red dressing gown, banging on their doors, saying, help me, help me. I think my house is on fire. And in that moment, when I aroused some neighbors, I ran back. Where's my animals? Where's my dog? Where's my cat? And I ran to the bottom of the stairs. But all that faced me was an orange sheet of flame that completely covered the landing. And I knew that I could not get into the fire to rescue my dog. So that immediately, but I had to be calm. I had to think carefully. Well, not carefully, but I had to keep my wits about me. So by that time, the neighbors had arrived. They'd phoned the fire department. And what had happened was the curtains in that bedroom had caught fire, and the whole room was on fire. And my dog, instead of running downstairs, had run to the back porch where she was. When the firemen arrived, they told me she'd been asphyxiated. And that broke my heart. My house didn't burn to the ground. I know for some people that is the story of a fire for them. The firemen arrived in time to arrest the fire upstairs and to save my furniture and possessions downstairs. But I couldn't live in the house from that moment on. And my heart was broken to know that my dog had died, maybe because of me. Now, the insurance company said it had happened, and it often happens, because I had an electric blanket on at that time. I'll never know, but somehow, for many years, I blamed myself. Following that fire, I want to fast forward to what happened. To what happened 3 years later. I found myself with a healer called Brandon Bays, who had written a book called The Journey, and I'd become her promoter. And we were in New York after the devastating 9/11 Twin Towers event. And again, I smelt that acrid smell of fire and the devastation. And my heart was, by this time, because I had the healing tools that Brandon Bays had given me, I could accompany her. We gave a healing day for the firemen, for the people of New York, in New York after the fire. It was about 10 days after the fire, but the smell of that fire was still in the air. And I'm giving you the contrast of what had happened to me after my fire and where I was within 3 years, because that became the start of my life as a healer and a coach, helping people break free from their traumas. So my call to action on this video is to go to my fan page, my Carol Westmore 1, it's called on Facebook, and like it, please. And I will continue some of the stories of that happened after that devastating moment in my life. Thank you for listening and sharing.